Guys, and welcome back. Well, while rap world star Sean Diddy Combs, he long preferred to be seen by his fans as a hustling music and fashion mogul known for his glitzy parties and entourages. Various victims who remained silent for all these years out of fear of retribution say they long saw him as a bullying, dangerous, and unaccountable king of hip hop's underbelly since the 1990s. Now, that is until Combs' arrest on sex trafficking and racketeering charges in September of 2024. Now, there's a new investigation discovery documentary called The Fall of Diddy, and it's drawn from Combs' inner circle and apparent survivors to offer up a series of allegations of assault, abuse, and violence at the hands of the billionaire music and fashion mogul. Now, those claims about violent behavior and illegal activity against Combs comes as he sits behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn to await his trial. Now, there's a lot of people like Puffy in the music business. Exposing Puffy means exposing them all. Now, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a former producer for Bad Boy Records, said during an interview for the ID series, which is set to air January 27th and January 28th, before streaming on Max. Now, Jones alleged that Sean Diddy Combs, during the making of the Love album, sexually harassed him. Now, the 4-part docuseries focuses on Combs' life away from the slick media coverage he enjoyed over the years, where it's claimed he played by his own rules and would allegedly get violent over even the smallest of personal slights to get what he wanted when he wanted it. Now, Tim Patterson, a childhood friend of Combs, appears in The Fall of Diddy to argue that Combs' early ambition to become wealthy as he rose the ranks in the hip-hop, in part by founding Bad Boy Entertainment, sprung in part from being tormented as a 10-year-old boy by neighborhood kids. Now, he says he's a product of bullying. He had the presence of someone you could just roll over. And that's what people tried to do, Patterson insisted, which at the time didn't sit well with his mother, Janice Combs. Now, he had to make a choice. He had to man up. I'm going to make more than you. I'm going to do more than you. And I'm going to be more successful than you so I can call the shots. He was groomed for success, Patterson added. Now, but the 2023 lawsuit brought by ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, which alleged years of rape and abuse that she experienced at the hands of her boyfriend Combs, pulled the curtain back on the media image and brand the music and fashion mogul had long curated for himself. Now, the picture presented by ID series in a legacy of abuse or the threat of abuse that dates back to Combs' years at Howard University, well before he became a billionaire entrepreneur in the making. Now, the ID series features a disguised woman who recounted while at Howard University in 1988, witnessing Combs from her dormitory window, screaming at a young woman nearby to come outside as he whipped a wall with his belt. Now, when she came downstairs timidly and scared and really not knowing what to do, he started beating on her, whipping her with that belt, and she's taking it, the young woman said. Now, eventually, Combs left with the young woman, following behind. Now, time and again in the ID series, Combs appeared to have escaped accountability as his wealth and success grew, keeping law enforcement at bay. Now, it was like in the movies, a former Vibe magazine editor-in-chief, Danielle Smith, declared in the docuseries about Combs' notorious white parties in the Hamptons, while also going on the alleged violent behavior by the music mogul towards her. Now, journalist Mara S. Kempo, appears in the docuseries to recount rumors of illicit party going at Combs gatherings. What we heard, even at the time they were taking place, was there was a lot of debauchery, she insisted. Now, many of Combs' glitzy parties with A-listers on hand was publicly photographed and chronicled at the time. But behind the scenes, the ID series alleges Combs committed a series of rape and sexual assault on women. Now, among those speaking out for the first time is Delia Graves, who appeared in an extended interview in the documentary to allege Combs spiked her drink and violently raped her in the summer of 2001 inside his Bad Boy Records studio and then threatened her into silence. She remembers eventually being able to escape the studio. I was terrified. I didn't want to die, she told the ID series. Now, rather than go to the hospital for medical treatment or report the incident to the police, Graves decided to remain silent, in part because of call from Combs. Now, he called her and he said, keep your effing mouth shut. And then he hung up the phone. Now, Graves in September of 2024 first brought a lawsuit against Combs that, as echoed in the ID series, claiming she was told a year earlier by an ex-boyfriend that the alleged 2001 rape had been recorded on video for circulation. Now, why would somebody record raping somebody and you show it to other people? I was so angry, Graves said. Now, the ID series also helps raise the curtain on Ventura, who Combs broke up with in 2018 after she lived through a decade of alleged abuse and violence. Now, Wardell Fenderson, Combs' former personal driver, on camera recalled a 2009 incident in which Ventura was allegedly beat up after a party on Sunset Boulevard in L.A. Now, he said, I was waiting outside and I saw Cassie come out first. And then I see Puff come out. And he was walking fast. And then all of a sudden, I just see him out of nowhere just punch her. And then they started fighting. I said, yo, get inside the car. You crazy. Are you crazy? And then he said, no, no, no. And he started kicking her, Fenderson recalled. Now, the ID series include other testimonies from Combs' inner circle about Ventura early on and being involved with freak-offs parties where drugs taken notoriously non-consensual sexual assault and sex trafficking allegedly took place. I've seen questionable things, but I never knew exactly what was going on. It's been time where Cassie and Diddy would just go to the hotel for a weekend, and I would see guys get off the elevator. Now, this was told by Roger Bonds, who was once a bodyguard for Sean Diddy Combs from 2003 to 2012. Now, the Fall of Diddy includes a snippet of harrowing footage from March 5th, 2016. Yes, that CNN released where Combs is seen attacking Ventura in an L.A. hotel hallway, kicking and shoving her, then dragging her by her sweatshirt before throwing an object at her. Now, at the time, Combs apologized for his assault on Ventura in the CNN video, as he critics claims he had attempted to excuse the incident away. But Canadian model and actress Kat Passion, whose critics include Altered Carbon, The Flash, and Nancy Drew, appears in the ID series to help corroborate the vicious abuse and assault that Ventura allegedly endured and chronicled in her landmark civil suit. Now, in November 2018, Passion in the series recalled first agreeing to have a drink with Combs. Now, it was very positive in the beginning, she said, of her friendship turned romance with Puff. But in 2021, Passion recounted an apparent drug-addled Combs emerging from a bathroom and allegedly attempt to force himself on her. I just don't want to like go into detail. It wasn't consensual, and he I don't know the person who came out of that bathroom and woke me up, she recalled. Now, Passien claims Combs rang her 2 weeks after she left his home to threaten her, including by warning he could have her deported back to Canada. This man is sick. He uses his resources and what he thinks he can do for you and thinks that can band-aid and solve the horrible things he does to people because he thinks he's God. Now, karma's a bitch, and where is he sitting today? Not on a yacht on the coast. I'll tell you that, Passien added as the ID series in the final episode pivoted to the federal 3-count indictment against Combs for sex trafficking and racketeering. Now, those charges brought in September of 2024 include accusations of kidnapping, arson, forced labor, and obstruction of justice, and have Combs sitting in a solitary confinement in a Brooklyn detention center without bail. Now, she said to me, it's all about power. The industry as a whole can't keep turning a blind eye to these situations. It's a lot of people like Puffy in this business, in this music business. Exposing Puffy means exposing them. Now, this was said by former bodyguard Roger Bond in the series. Now, Jordan Chaton, Combs' personal chef from 2007 to 2010, details workplace harassment and abuse while in his employ. Also speaks publicly for the first time as she urged others to follow her example, throwing out fear and come forward to share their own stories. We are taught no snitching. We're taught to suppress violence and abuse, and so that gives abusers space to thrive. I'm not afraid anymore. Screaming it from the mountaintop, these people do not have the power that you think they do, Chaton said. Now, also in the docuseries, Natanya Griffin, a victim of the infamous 1999 New York City nightclub shooting involving Combs. I have 9 bullet fragments that remain in my face and my head. Combs took my peace of mind. He took my sense of safety, Griffin said. Now, Combs has denied all these allegations made against him. His legal team, in the response to question put to them by the Fall of Diddy producers, stated in the docuseries, Mr. Combs has full confidence in the facts and integrity of the judicial process. In court, the truth will prevail that the accusations against Mr. Combs are pure fiction. Well, I am one who will be viewing this docuseries. It shall be very interesting. And again, I want to point out that is going to air January 27th and the 28th. Well, I think it's interesting to note that his childhood friend said that when Diddy was young, he was bullied. So, in a sense, hurt people what? Hurt people. So, there you go. The bullyee becomes the bullier. What y'all think? All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank you so very much for watching, and I hope you will like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as always important, be blessed, y'all.